For a look at the national papers today, we're joined by sports economist from La Trobe University, Dr. Liam Lenten. Good morning. We're starting off with a cartoon.
Yes, Karina and Michael, good morning. Yes, we're starting with Nicholson's cartoon, which I think is, he's my personal favourite cartoonist, and he features regularly on Mike Bowers' Talking Pictures segment of Barry Cassidy's Insiders, and with good reason too. He's really hit the spot again today. Gina Rinehart's ongoing family drama's a front page on notably the Fin Review and the West Australian, but this is kind of a more comment on her other activities recently in the media.
And Clive Palmer also expressing in that Late Line interview last week his desire to, perhaps tongue-in-cheek, to take a stake in Fairfax as well.
He made no bones about it, did he, Michael? And this is, as a sports economist, Clive Palmer very notable more for his unusual actions in locking fans out of Gold Coast United matches. So there's a man who's not afraid to mince words and do things that are certainly in his best economic interests.
Let's go to the Canberra Times now, which focuses on a busy day for Labor MPs in Canberra yesterday.
Busy day, yes, Michael, but by contrast, I guess a slow news day. If this is back on the front pages, I guess for some people that's not the attitude. But yes, certainly this Gillard-Rudd thing won't go away. And it turns out that a lot of the dailies are very divided on the tone that they're taking here. And so the screenshot that we've got here from the Canberra Times is actually more about the embattled nature of Gillard's leadership at the moment, and that Hawke may be called in to save the day. Mike Willesee clearly invoked that on another network last night when he asked Gillard about something along the lines of, well, it seems that Hawke was always forgiven for his mistakes and for some reason you're not.
You don't, yeah.
And yet other dailies such as The Age, as you mentioned before, more taking the view about the latest poll results, which were marginally more positive for her.
Yeah, and Bob Hawke is still very much an icon and revered and respected by many Labor MPs. So his presence there at this Lodge barbecue last night would have been a shot in the arm at the very least for those Labor MPs, deeply despondent, regardless of this small fillip in the latest poll today, despondent about where the party's going.
Yes, he's for a while there he wasn't making many media appearances, but certainly he's become a little bit more active lately, and certainly that will be the as you said, the fillip that many of those embattled MPs will feel. And
someone like Bob Hawke, his presence, what kind of a difference can it make?
Oh, I'm sure. Just Bob Hawke's an election-winning Prime Minister. He served for 8 years as Prime Minister, and he and Paul Keating are still, seen as essential Labor Party gods by a lot of newer Labor MPs. So you'd only think and hope that would rub off on some of the MPs of 2012.
Yeah, so you certainly hope that they'll get that winning feeling from that combination who led them to 5 election victories.
Let's go to Super Bowl now on the Australian.
Yeah, rather unusual phenomenon in US TV, an event that it's well known a lot of people who watch it not actually for the event itself, but rather for the ads. And this piece by Simon Canning it's very much an industry look at how a lot of major companies who advertise on sports broadcasting will choose to launch their annual campaigns in this precise event too. And at $3.5 million US for a 30-second slot, no wonder why.
And I think I saw something last night about Verizon's ad, which I think is a telecommunications company over there, and they've actually paid this amount of money for a 30-second spot, and it's actually really probably one of the most boring and bland ads that you could come across. And it's actually advertising that if you pay, I think US $3, you can watch the Super Bowl on your phone.
Oh, right, okay. Well, it might prove lucrative if they suddenly get, 10 million people paying $3 all of a sudden.
But there seemed to be a lot of comments that this was actually quite a poor use of advertising.
Valuable screen time.
Yes. And they actually hadn't really been very creative, and that's one of the things that Super Bowl ads are known for, is their creativity.
Yeah, well, I guess since there are so many people who tune in just to see the ads, if they're exposed to an ad that they don't find entertaining or funny or humorous in any way, then I guess they'll open it up to criticism.
You got a tip? Giants, Patriots?
Look, it's going to be close. I guess I'll go with the Giants just because I have the feeling that Eli Manning is going to really come through like his brother did a few years ago for Indianapolis.
And just finally, quickly, let's finish with the Australian looking at English soccer this morning.
Yeah, this was a Saturday night or overnight match for us, Michael, but now it's in the papers for today. Just centering on the return of Thierry Henry to Arsenal's lineup, and his goal was admittedly largely academic. Arsenal were 6-1 up already, and that was an injury time goal. Robin van Persie had already scored a hat-trick. But look, the man is a champion, notwithstanding the views of any Irish fans out there. I was lucky enough to see him play live in a friendly when France played Australia at the MCG in 01, and the grace, the poise and style were clearly evident. His poles apart. I think it's great to see him back and scoring goals at the highest level.
Liam Lenten, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks once again for having me.